33 profound questions to contemplate on, which are taken from the work of a spiritual teacher. Before you answer any of these questions, notice the space between the question and your mind's attempt to grasp it. That space is where the truth waits. Questions 1 to 5. On consciousness and reality. If consciousness is an illusion, who or what is experiencing the illusion? What if the observer and the observed are the same phenomenon appearing as two? Could your entire sense of being a separate individual be a persistent hallucination? If time is a construct of consciousness, what exists in the space between thoughts? What if every person you've ever met is actually you, experiencing itself from different angles? Questions 6 to 10, on self and identity. If you removed every belief, memory, and preference you have, what would remain? What if the self that seeks healing is actually the very thing that needs to dissolve? Could your deepest wounds be invitations to discover what cannot be wounded? What if your personality is just a costume consciousness wears, not who you really are? If you are not your thoughts, emotions, or body, then what is the you that claims ownership of them? Questions 11 to 15. On suffering and healing. What if all suffering is caused by believing you are something you're not? Could resistance to what is the only real problem you've ever had? What if the healing you seek has already happened, and you're just remembering? Is it possible that nothing has ever actually gone wrong in your life? What if every painful experience was perfectly designed to wake you up? Questions 16 to 20. On religion and belief. What if God is not being, but the very awareness reading these words right now? Could all religions be describing the same one reality from different perspectives? What if the sacred texts were never meant to be believed but experienced directly? Is it possible that you are simultaneously the worshiper, the worshipped, and the act of worship? What if blasphemy is impossible because everything that exists is already divine? Questions 21 to 25, on death and eternity. What if death is just consciousness forgetting it was ever born? Could you have died countless times already without noticing? What if the fear of death is actually the fear of discovering you were never born? Is it possible that eternity is not endless time, but the complete absence of time? What if everything you think will happen after death is happening right now? Questions 26 to 30. On love and separation. What if love is not an emotion, but the recognition that separation never occurred? Could every relationship be consciousness exploring its own infinite nature? What if loneliness is just the universe missing itself? Is it possible that every person you've ever loved was actually you loving yourself? What if forgiveness is simply seeing that there was never anything to forgive? Questions 31 to 33, on ultimate reality. What if the answer to every question you've ever had is the silence before the question arises? Could the search for meaning be what prevents you from recognizing that you are the meaning? What if this very moment, exactly as it is the only miracle that has ever occurred? These 33 questions are not meant to be answered intellectually, but to be lived, felt, and allowed to dissolve the assumptions that create suffering. They point towards